Thank you, Tony. And now we get to the real meat of why we're here, our proposal. And it is our dream that there will be a place of peace for the enjoyment of all, created by Rotarians from both Pakistan and India, and supported by the rest of the world. The Indus Peace Park. And what do we envision? Well, we're thinking big. 500 acres, 250 on either side of the border, land donated by both countries, memorial to peace, an amphitheater, eco-friendly situation, solar power, electrical vehicles, no plastics, opportunity for concerts, cultural events, sporting events, all in those 500 acres. Now this is a diagram that you see. This is one of my very first diagrams of how I envisioned this Indus Peace Park. And you have to understand that it was not called the Indus Peace Park at the beginning. It was called the Wagah Peace Park. But then Mo, who's the passionate one, suggested that the Indus name is much more appropriate because it encompasses both countries of Pakistan and India. Anyway, this was my initial drawing, and the idea was to have the border and pull it apart. So the border, the border is actually on both sides of the park around this peace zone, this oasis of peace, a place of peace. And people would go in from India into the park, be with people from Pakistan within the park, and then they could leave in either direction, going through passport and border controls. This is my vision, not knowing that on the border of Canada and the United States, there is a park very similar to that concept. It's called the International Peace Garden. And on their website, in red, it says, you are no longer in either of these two countries, which I thought was rather interesting. And I had some questions about, well, what happens if there's a crime committed or whatever. Anyway, I had to go and check it out. So my wife and I drove from British Columbia to Manitoba, and we entered the park. We bypassed Canadian customs and border controls, went right to the park entrance, paid our $20, and we were free to travel throughout the whole park on both sides of the 49th parallel, which is the border between our two countries. And we met with the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, Tim Chapman, and he gave us a grand tour as well. And here we are, right at the border. You can jump across that little pond. That's what we envision for the Indus Peace Park. But I did ask him the question, what happens if a crime is committed? If we're no longer in either country, who has jurisdiction? If I get injured, or if I have a car accident, will my insurance cover it? And he said, I've only been in the job for 5 months. Those are questions that I still need to look at. Our former Prime Minister, Lester Pearson, said, the best defense of peace is not power, but the removal of the causes of war and international agreements which will put peace on a stronger foundation than the terror of destruction. Lester Pearson won the Nobel Prize. So our vision is a Rotary oasis of peace, the 8th wonder of the world. And where are we now? We're finding land. We have requested land from the governor of Punjab on the Pakistan side. We are doing a similar request on the Indian side. Again, we're asking for 250 acres on each side. It does take time. There are many levels of government involved, the military is involved, but we have a lot of support, which leads to the question, what makes us think we can do this? I mean, everybody says it's a pipe dream. It's never going to happen. Well, let me show you this. Do you know where this sign might be found?
South Africa?
Exactly, South Africa. Apartheid, that disappeared. Took many, many years, but it disappeared. There was the will of the people. Recognize this?
Berlin?
Yes, Berlin Wall. People thought that that would last forever. Whoever thought that we could safely send a man to the moon and bring him safely back, all within 10 years? But it happened. What makes us think that we can do this? Eradicate polio. Well, we went from 350,000 cases in 1985 a year to 21 cases last year. Unfortunately, it's gone up to 135 now. But we will succeed because we're Rotarians. And it was the Rotarians that helped establish the United Nations back in 1945. We can do this. So the last question, what makes us think we can do this? We are Rotary. We are people of action. And the Indus Peace Park, together, we will make it happen. Thank you very much. Questions? Thank you.
Well,
Very good.
Bill,
we cut.
can you give us your critique?
Oh, yeah,
please?
you
I
guys,
thought it went very well.
Oh,
you guys shouldn't be talking quite yet.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Just let me film this without any talking.
just gonna do that again. Oh, sorry, this one.
Okay,
You can start with me.
Yeah, tight.
Thank you very much.
oh, one more time. Just give it a sec, hang on a sec.
Should we all come up and stand with you?
No.
Thank you very much. And now we'll take some questions. No, we won't, because we just did that.
Good. That's good, guys.